Just 1 week after winning 4 Dove Awards, including Artist of the Year, Michael English's entire career collapsed in public view. What followed was years of scandal, addiction, and a long road back, made possible in large part by a friend who refused to walk away. This is the story of Michael English's fall from Christian music's biggest stage and the grace shown to him by Bill Gaither that ultimately helped bring him home. Michael English's career had been on a remarkable trajectory. After beginning in his family's gospel group and later joining the Singing Americans and the Gaither vocal band, English launched a solo career that quickly took off. His 1991 debut album earned him 2 Dove Awards, and by 1994, he was one of the most decorated names in Christian music. At the 24th GMA Dove Awards, English took home 4 trophies in a single night, including Artist of the Year and Male Vocalist of the Year, the peak of a career that seemed to have nowhere to go but up. Just 1 week after that ceremony, everything changed. On 6th of May 1994, English and his label, Warner Alliance, announced in Billboard magazine that he would be stepping away from the Christian music industry due to what was described only as recent mistakes. The full story soon became public. English had been having an affair with Maribeth Jordan, a married singer with the gospel group First Call, whom he'd toured alongside. Both were married to other people at the time. English learned that Jordan was pregnant with his child just 2 days before that Dove Award ceremony, a pregnancy that later ended in miscarriage. English admitted the affair first to his wife, Lisa, then to Warner Alliance. He moved out of their home within a week and was ultimately dropped by his label amid intense public pressure to apologize. The years that followed were genuinely difficult. English's marriage ended in divorce and his life became increasingly shaped by addiction, including a dependency on painkillers, along with further public difficulties and tabloid attention. Throughout this period, Bill Gaither, who had worked alongside English in the Gaither vocal band before the scandal broke, chose not to distance himself publicly. Rather than issuing public condemnation, Gaither maintained a private relationship with English through the hardest years of his life, extending exactly the kind of grace his own gospel music ministry had always preached. That patience eventually bore fruit. In August 1996, Southern gospel audiences began welcoming English back, when promoter and historian Charles Waller reunited him with several other singers to perform as the Singing Americans, before a crowd of more than 4,000 fans at the Grand Ole Gospel reunion. The most significant moment of English's restoration came in March 1999, when Bill Gaither formally invited him to appear at a Gaither homecoming taping, his first return to that stage since the scandal had broken 5 years earlier. 3 videos were released from that taping: Good News, Harmony in the Heartland, and What a Time. The titles themselves feel almost symbolic of the moment. English continued rebuilding both his career and his personal life in the years that followed. In 2000, he released a new album, Heaven to Earth, and used the album's television premiere on Trinity Broadcasting Network's Praise the Lord to share an honest, public testimony about his struggles with addiction and his path through treatment and recovery. In 2002, English married Marcy Stambaugh, a minister's daughter, and the couple went on to have a daughter of their own, Isabella. Then, in 2009, English's restoration came full circle. He officially rejoined the Gaither vocal band as its lead singer, expanding the group to a quintet and returning to the very stage his scandal had once cost him. Michael English's story isn't a simple one. It includes real failure, real consequences, and years of genuine struggle that took a serious toll on the people around him. But it's also a story about what patient, consistent grace can accomplish over time. Grace that Bill Gaither chose to extend not through public statements, but through years of quiet, private relationship. Nearly 3 decades after that scandal first broke, Michael English stands today exactly where his career once seemed poised to take him. Back on the Gaither stage, restored not despite his story, but because people who knew him chose not to give up on him. If this story moved you, let us know in the comments, and subscribe for more heartfelt stories from the world of gospel music.